guys. So just to give you a quick update as far as what has happened since returning from our vacation. As you know, I was dealing with a lot of water retention and some weight gain while we were down in Texas because of the humidity and the heat. So different from the climate here in Colorado. So I just wasn't seeing any changes really in my body. In fact, like I just was holding on to so much water. I felt really heavy. The scale was slowly climbing. We just kept my training exactly the same. We kept my macros exactly the same. And once I got home, I would say within 2 or 3 days, then I started going back to where I was prior to going on vacation. So we got home on July 4th, and then by Friday, I was already back to where I was before we even left on vacation. So, you know, it's just something to remember as you're traveling, especially if you're going to a climate that's significantly different from where you are used to living in, that your body is going to go through changes as far as trying to figure out what's going on. So for me, the humidity and the heat, my body was just holding on to so much water, and my body was really just trying to figure out what to do with all of that. So back to where I was. So yeah, this week my training has stayed the same. Cardio stayed the same, macros stayed the same. So macros, 147 grams of protein, 170 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fat. And then weight training, of course, every other day is either lower body, upper body, and cardio is either 40 minutes steady state cardio or 25 minutes HIIT cardio. So I alternate days. I will say that if you were to invest in any piece of exercise equipment, the treadmill is so underrated. We own a treadmill. It's downstairs in our basement, and we got it from Sports Authority when they were going out of business in our neighborhood. This was probably 6-7 years ago, and I am on my treadmill a lot, especially if I'm waking up early in the morning and I don't feel like getting in my car to go to the gym. I'll just go downstairs to the basement, get on my treadmill, like for steady state cardio, you know, set the incline to 4 or 5% and walk at 3 miles an hour for those 40 minutes. And it's just so nice to have, especially if you're trying to have a step goal every day. Like even though I'm doing my cardio and my weight training, I still do try to hit around 10,000 steps a day. And that's because typically when I'm working, so I work at an elementary school. The summer I do take off. So because I'm working at an elementary school for most of the year, I'm constantly walking around. And so because my body's used to that, if I were just to kind of sit back and relax and kick my feet up in the summer and not be as active and walking around, then a lot of the calories that I would typically be burning, I wouldn't be anymore. So I have to keep that in mind. So I just, you know, sometimes I'll just get on my treadmill for like 10 minutes at the end of the day so I can try to hit that step goal. Or if the weather's kind of crappy outside, it's just nice to be able to get your body moving. So the treadmill is underrated for cardio workouts. You really don't have to be pushing yourself. And I just think it's a really good piece of exercise equipment. Water intake, I don't really think I've talked about my water intake. So I try to hit about 115 to 125 ounces of water a day. For me, that's a lot. And yes, I am going to the restroom quite frequently because of all of that water. So again, it just kind of helps to flush out things from the body, especially if there's any muscle soreness or buildup of any kind. We're just trying to keep things going. So yeah, that's how much water I'm drinking. And so yeah, in my next video next week, I plan on sharing a lot of what I eat in a typical day. I'm all about flavoring the food, keeping a wide variety of foods, and making my meals super creative. I do not just eat broccoli, rice, and chicken. I get asked about that all the time. In fact, I don't even eat broccoli because it causes a lot of bloating in my system, and I want to try to avoid that. So I will be sharing a lot of my meals and how I cook my meals and prepare them, as well as what supplements I take. So yeah, I'm a natural bodybuilder. I'm not taking anything unnatural in order to build muscle. I focus on natural ingredients and certain foods to help with my protein intake, which then in turn helps me to build more muscle. So I'm also going to be sharing that. So if you have any questions, comments, or things you want me to share, please let me know. I am kind of under the weather a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but the travel, and I think coming back from such a humid climate to a dry climate, my body's still kind of figuring out what's going on. And Colorado's been having rain, and I think allergies and pollen, and there's just stuff going on right now. So, but yeah, that's what I plan on sharing next week. So yeah, thanks for watching.